Okay, I'm gonna sync our audio. Ta-da! Welcome back to the Anime Panel podcast. I'm your usual host, Asher. Today we're having a food special in light of Thanksgiving events and things of that nature. So we're gonna do our normal thing. We're gonna go around, introduce ourselves, and we're gonna tell you our favorite food. So I'm Asher, obviously. I'd have to say my favorite food is probably steak and potatoes because it's very diverse and it really depends on the cut of meat too. Personally, we'll go to the left normal and then we'll circle back around.
My name is Maddie, and my favorite food is probably steak and mashed potatoes. I could eat probably like 3 bowls of just mashed potatoes and be so happy.
Valid.
I'm Mac, and my favorite food is probably pasta, but mostly chicken Alfredo.
Also very solid.
Hello there, it's your fellow yard dog, Joshua Flores. My favorite food is the kind that you eat. No. I do like the steak and potatoes, but honestly my favorite would have to be curry. Any kind of curry, especially chicken curry. Anything spicy too. Don't get me wrong, I have a horrible heat tolerance. Like I'll be sweating, but I'll still eat the crap out of it, man. That stuff's good.
So you probably like this mozzarella.
I did like the mustard because I tasted the spice. I was like, whoa, yeah. I scarfed it down honestly pretty quick.
Maddie cooked us dinner for the pod.
Yeah. Chef Maddie.
In light of, the food pod, had to get something out there. We really appreciate Maddie. Little slight round of applause.
Yay.
We'll keep the clanking to a minimum, but this food's really good, so no promises.
You're going to have to endure it. It's your anime podcast mukbang for the day.
Yup.
ASMR.
Oh my god.
Just listen to me.
The chewing noises under the mic.
Yeah. So, for the podcast, we've been watching Delicious in Dungeon, which has been very good. And then a little bit of Food Wars here and there, because it's another food-related anime. But, I mean, there's a lot of food and a lot of animes, but none of them, look as good to eat other than, the food in the animes we're currently watching. Other than, Ichiraku Ramen, because that shit always looks good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's just such a classic. You gotta talk about the microwave ramen. You gotta talk about Ichiraku. It's
For
so
sure,
good.
for sure. It's definitely a staple that I love to enjoy at any time. Ramen is so diverse. You can do so many things with it. Even if it's literally just a good broth and some noodles, I'll smash that.
Yeah.
Any day.
I feel like ramen's really good soul food, because it's
Oh,
good for
yeah.
rainy weather, snowy weather, getting kind of cozy stuff and make you feel better.
And there's
you
so
feel
many
like
things you
sad.
can put in it for the
yeah.
health benefits too, and the
Yeah.
diversity. And you can customize the broth. It changes the vibe depending on what kind of noodles you put in there. Like if you do soba noodles, buckwheat noodles,
yeah.
udon.
Different
I've been,
absorptions.
I've been going to this place in Cherville that's called Kyoto Ramen.
Ooh, it's a good spot.
Very good. And you can make a custom bowl and just put whatever you want in it.
Maddie, we have to go. We have to go.
Yeah.
They even have ice cream, soft serve machine too there. You could do ube soft serve. It's pretty cool.
The place that used to be in there was called Moti, which was also a ramen place, and they did rolled ice cream. But now they're only in Tinley.
There's a rolled ice cream spot inside the mall where I work, and I see it all the time, and I'm like, I really shouldn't.
But you should. You should try it.
You worth it?
Is that the place that also does the teas?
I've heard they have good teas. I've just never had one.
Yeah.
I'm very simple. I do the same thing every day. It's kind of boring.
Asher's a little upset because the last time I went to Chicago, me and my sister, we went to this ramen place. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's 2 of them in Chicago, I think. But they're actual chains from Japan of ramen shops. There's one in Indy right now, and I think 1 or 2 in Chicago. But
They've got little honeycomb booths you can sit in.
they have the honeycomb booths. They have robots that come around.
Kayako ramen? It's close to Navy Pier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Kayemiko ramen or something. It's starts with a K. And
It
at first
starts with
I
a
was
K.
Kamehameha, but I know it's not it.
But yeah, it was so good.
I've wanted to try it for a while now.
Is that
and
the
she
place
got
that did
to.
the collaboration with AOT?
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Yeah, because I've been getting ads for that.
I've gotten many ads for it.
Does it have the AOT ads, the ones that you're getting? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm very jealous that she got to go. Ramen is a big passion of mine. Ramen and sushi. I love Japanese cuisine so much.
I think it's called Q ramen.
Q-
KYU.
Kyoku?
Is it KYOU
I think
or
so.
KYUO?
I think it's just KYU.
Oh,
Q ramen.
Q ramen.
I don't know. But yeah, it was really good. So that just makes me think of that. But there was a lot of ramen shops in Tennessee. Like there were multiple in town. There were multiple in Nashville. Like you could get expensive high quality ramen, or you could get cheap $10 ramen, and it was fire every time.
Or you could get cheap authentic ramen from Kohana.
Mm-hmm. And then you move back. We moved back here, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing.
So like, cause Tennessee's a pretty like country kind of like place, right? Like, so like they were cool around. Country bumpkins are cool around. You get over here closer to it's like closer to like the city and all that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, they also had like a pretty big Asian population. It was specifically a big Korean population, but
because the army base is right there, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Tennessee.
people immigrating in.
yeah,
Because Fort Campbell's like one of the largest deployment bases in America.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
They filter in a lot of people.
I
Yeah.
do miss the Tennessee food.
Yeah, because there's so much variety. Because there's so many foreign people. I
Yeah.
kind of love it, honestly. But like Kohana was especially good because like, your bowl of ramen is like this big.
Oh yeah,
It's like $10,
Whoa, you
then
get a
it's
good
like-
serving for that
and you can
price.
get extra noodles for $2 if you eat
just
all of them.
$2 for the extra.
Yes.
they give you a
Yeah.
whole extra serving,
yeah,
so
a
it's
whole
basically
serving of
another bowl.
noodles.
That's pretty good. I mean, I went to Strings over there in Chicago before. I think it was a little more than 2. It was like 3 or 4. I was like, damn, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the city though. It makes sense, but it's
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck?
Their spicy miso ramen, I could live solely off of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So good because they have like the ground pork, they've got the green onions, they've got the good broth that's like just spicy enough that like if you drink it, it's gonna kind of burn a little bit, but not
Yeah.
enough to where you want to stop. It's the kind of burn where you're like you gotta pace yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
enjoy the flavor.
You'll definitely
So
sweat
good.
eating it though, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%,
Nice.
as you should,
Yeah.
as you should.
If you ain't sweating, man, it ain't good.
Yeah, just throw a little more in there, you know.
Right.
That's me. I've never really been a huge fan of like the marinated fish cake and eggs and things like that. I usually avoid that, and it's mainly just like a texture thing for me.
Because it's all
I can
mushy
ag-
and
I
weird.
can ag-
mushy, yeah.
I can agree on the fish eggs. Like I'm not even kidding. Alex loves them. That's like his favorite
The
part.
Naruto fish cakes.
Yeah, I pick them out and I just throw them in his bowl every single time.
Yep.
I mean, hey, at least you have a disposal system.
Now, on the other hand, I will always get extra eggs added to mine.
Different strokes for different
Yeah.
folks, you know.
And then just he gives you his egg, and then you
No,
give
he
him the
also
fish
likes eggs, so we have to pay for extra.
cake. That sucks.
He said, "Fuck you." Oh man, what is your guys' favorite dish that you've seen in Dungeon Meshi? 'Cause it's a hard question. There's a lot of them.
It's been a very long time since I watched. I almost have to like look back on the like. I don't
Feel
know
free.
where
So
my
like,
phone went.
Probably a wiki of it.
so there's a couple that really stood out to me. One specifically that stood out was when it was the living armor mollusks. I thought that was
Yes,
so
that was very
genius.
good.
That was so smart of them to do it in that way, and also it looked so good. And I'm not even a fan of like mollusks or oysters or anything like that at all. But just the way that they made them look, ugh.
That's
would
what I
definitely
like
eat
too.
that.
Is that little, what was it? He's like a troll or something like that. That dude knows how to throw down.
Senshu, oh,
Senshi.
he
He
can
can
throw
throw
down.
down. He does.
Senshi's always ready.
He's like,
Yeah.
no, don't cook it like that. You've got to chop it up, clean it out, pull this out, and then bam, you have food. And they're all like, yo, you want to join the party? bro?" Like,
the quickest way, man.
and Senshu's like, all right, I guess. I mean, I live here, so I'm just going home, basically. And they're like, dude, I will provide you whatever you need if you can do that again.
You know, they say the quickest way to the heart is through the stomach, man.
I love how like the whole time he's cooking though, no matter what, they're just like complaining. They're like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be the worst food ever. How
Except
could you eat this? Oh
Laos.
my god!"
Like Laios is
Laios.
always so down to eat it, and
Yeah, he's-
Marcel's like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think this is okay. He's like, but try it. She's like, I don't want to. I'll try a little bit. And
Okay,
then she
it's
ends
really
up
good.
loving it.
I have
And
to
that's
find,
what's funny too, because he was interested, right? Because like right from the get go,
Yeah, 'cause he has, like, a
I
passion
really
for it.
want to.
Yeah,
he
he's
wants
like, I want to know what monsters taste like because like we eat this stuff. Why aren't we eating that stuff? Which is like a valid opinion. I probably would feel the same way. You know, it's just different creatures to try. We eat everything else already.
I think my personal favorite dish in that show so far, because we're like 10 episodes in or so, was the mimic. It's just, I love crab legs so much. It looks so good.
I would say I did like.
The scorpion was kind of like crab, essentially. The shell turned red and everything.
But the mimic, they're like, it's like giant crab legs this big. Like,
They took the door picks, like the lock
Yep,
picks, and
yep,
they were
yep.
scooping them out. That was so funny.
I'm looking. There's like, I'm trying to think of like what things like stood out to me when I watched it.
The treasure bugs, that was cool.
Yeah, I would say treasure bugs, like you said, the like.
Didn't they cook water? Oh no, they make ghost ice cream or something.
The-
didn't
yeah,
they?
the
Yeah.
ghost ice cream.
The ghost, because the holy water, he was like swinging it through the ghosts and
And that
had a
was all
bunch
it
of
took.
shit in it. And then afterwards, it was all frozen. They're like, "Oh my god, this is
really
this
good.
is really good."
I mean, if you guys don't care for like a minor, like,
I don't
I
care.
don't know if it's like a minor or a major spoiler, but what they do end up doing with the dragon, I liked.
They make like a gumbo or something with it.
They cook because there was like different like things that she ends up doing with
Because
it.
there's different parts. It's such
Yeah.
a big dragon. Yeah, you got a lot to cook.
Bro's like a Michelin star chef. He said, "I use every part of the animal."
And he really
Damn
does.
straight.
Like
Hell yeah.
you'll notice like as you go through things, like you'll hit like 2 episodes later, and he'll still be cooking with the mandrakes.
Yeah, very resourceful guy.
Like he's making the most out of like the different parts. And I think that was one thing that like stuck out. Like he was like, I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna use all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to respect the food and the sources it
And
come
that's
from.
the big thing that he even says.
Like when he made the golems, like
Yeah.
it feels very much so like a farmer tending to his land. Like he has respect for the golems. He's not just using them to grow his stuff. He's like, they also serve a purpose in the ecosystem
Yeah.
of the dungeon. Like they protect themselves, they protect the other people, they rule their own little hierarchy, and I don't know. I like Senchu's mindset about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we would all eventually adopt that kind of mindset if you lived in a dungeon. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of the stuff that comes after the like dragon fight is really cool to me because there's like a lot of different stuff they do.
I'm
there.
interested because, like, I don't know. I'm interested to see where the story goes after the dragon fight because it feels like it's all leading up to this. And then, obviously, it's only halfway through the season.
Yeah, and that's what's. I don't want to spoil anything about what happens.
Yeah, you're good.
But they really do build up to making you think that the red dragon is going to be the end all be all of like this thing.
And with the
Yeah.
weekly wait, I'm sure that's awful. You're thinking,
But-
okay, we're almost to the end. We're almost to the
yeah,
end.
and then
and then it dies, and you're like,
the
okay,
dragon
what now?
and the dragon's like a 2-part episode.
It's four. It's 4
At lea-
episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna say it's like a multi-part episode, and like you go through those episodes. And I was doing that week by week, and then the dragon fight ends, and you're like,
What the
It's
shit?
like, see you next week.
and then it does. It says see you next week, and you're like, the season's not done yet,
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah, they still gotta go after the mage in control of the dungeon.
yeah. Well, you know, you are gonna think that that's gonna be something that is more of a series arc rather than a
That's
season arc.
fair. That's fair.
And
I could see them doing it in a season though.
like the big thing, I guess, to like the big thing with it is like you have to figure out still what's happening, like what happens to Fallon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if in multiple seasons they go to like different dungeons and find different mobs, I guess you could call, and other ways to cook those up with no guide. So they're just kind of like trial and error.
Yeah, no
type
more
thing.
Senshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Senshi's going, but
Could be. I just mean, like, in a general.
yeah, I think
Hypothetical.
it'd be cool. You'd be like, oh, I've never seen this before, and like experiment with it. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. It'd be cool.
I'm surprised how few, like, or the lack of bad dishes. Like, every time I'm like, this can't be good. This isn't going to be good. Because, what's her name?
Marcel.
Marcel is, like, hyping it up the whole time. She's like, this is going to be awful. How could you eat this? This is, like, terrible. And then she eats it, and it's great every single time.
Because bro can cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what a big part of it is they're not technically using anything that they're unfamiliar with. It's
in a
just the
different
form of it.
Yeah.
So Marcel's just really sort of like uptight about it and stuff. She's just
She
more like,
Wasn't
Very
she like
much.
originally a vegetarian? Before this
Yeah,
all
she
started?
only wanted to eat the plants.
Yeah, and then they're like, but you need this meat.
Yeah.
Like it's all we got.
Well, part of that was so she didn't have to eat the monsters.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
She was trying, and then they were like, Mandrake.
Yeah.
She's like, damn it, you got me.
But
Found it ironic that her mandrake ended up tasting better than everybody else's
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't behead it.
Yeah. I liked that detail where it was like, she did it what's considered like the traditional correct way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave it a different type of treatment, and that's why it came out tasting better.
Yeah, because I mean, like even with like lobsters, if you kill them before you boil them, they don't taste as good.
yeah.
You unfortunately have to boil them alive. Well, you don't have to, but it's better to.
Like to get the full flavor profile.
Yes, exactly. And so the fact that she didn't like behead it when pulling it out, maybe it affected the chemistry within it
Yeah.
to a point where it came out tasting better, which like I could totally believe. Like that makes total sense. Because
so the secret ingredient is torture?
I think it's
it
lack of-
tenderizes it, you know?
Lack of torture.
Like
She didn't behead it.
Yeah, she just pulled it out of the ground and it died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lack of
Whereas then she was
torture.
just like chop, 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 no more heads.
Yeah, that's pretty humane though. You pull them out, like get the fuck out of here. You're like, oh shit.
I guess, yeah, the struggle.
I mean, hey,
Struggle is a
bro,
little
survival of the fittest. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Should have grown those roots deeper. I don't know what to tell you.
I like Marcel's like motivation to create her own ethical dungeon though. I'm really
Yes.
excited to see that. I'm sure that's going to be eventually a plot point. But I really like that.
I'm really excited for you guys to see where Marcel goes.
Yeah.
Because Marcel is my favorite character. And the way that she, like, kind of develops later in the season into, like, you kind of see a different side that you don't expect quite yet is great. And Maddie, I know, Asher, you're further behind, but Maddie, you're, like, almost to where it's going to kind of start.
Okay.
I'm so
Yeah, because I've
close.
noticed, like, when the show first started in the beginning of the season, I didn't like her as much. But as it's gone on, I've liked her a little bit more and
That's
more.
how, like, Alex could not stand her when we first started watching. And then
Neither could I.
every single episode, he's like,
Okay, she's fine.
okay, she's okay. She's getting better.
The episode that really got me was her backstory with Fallon. I was like, okay, this is super cute.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love this a lot.
Yeah, no, I think you guys will like kind of like the like what she ends up doing later.
For context, I've binged like 9 episodes today.
Yeah. It got confirmed for season 2, didn't it?
I believe so.
I think
Nice.
it
Hell yeah.
did. Yeah, so we're just
It
waiting
did.
on that.
It performed very, very well right away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is it Netflix only, or did Netflix buy it to put on the platform? Like, is it
They
Netflix
do that a lot
made?
with stuff. I wouldn't doubt that they just bought it.
Because Cyberpunk was Netflix made.
yeah,
But there are other animes that are purchased and like are
Like-
technically
I
from
think
other
it's-
companies.
Like they bought 7 Deadly Sins.
yeah, I think it's a purchase. I mean, it is exclusive to them at least in the U.S. But
What surprised me a lot about the animation style was how much it reminded me of like not old school, but like early 2000s Cartoon Network. It very much so gave me like the gang vibe of like Scooby Doo or something like
Yeah.
that.
There are certain periods of time where I'm like, this is the same kind of animation quality as like season 2 JJK.
Oh yeah, like I don't mean it's bad quality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Like, I definitely get the vibe of like Scooby and the gang running away from the ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
100%. I just mean like the production value
Yes.
and animation quality.
And that food.
Oh, yeah.
I could eat that just about any day.
Every
I'll eat
time
some
they
monsters,
show Senchu cooking, I'm like, bro, you need to come over.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I'll provide you whatever you need. You have full reign of my cabinets, all of my fridge, whatever you want.
I was just looking up what studio did it because I couldn't remember. It's Trigger.
Trigger.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they do a lot of good stuff.
They did Cyberpunk.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
I like that it with Marcy, she has a character development, but Laos, or what was the other guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Laios.
Laios. It's not something she has a character development, but you find out more of what he's about, like what he's really
Yeah.
there for, like
Yeah.
so. That's a nice little interesting way to go about it. Like
They
not
just
everyone's
reveal
having an
more
arc.
about him
Yeah,
as it
yeah.
goes on. I enjoy that too. I kind of like his almost carefree attitude about the whole consuming the monsters.
Yeah.
More of a passion project for him. He just wants to try it all. Got to eat them all.
It's the culinary Pokemon, huh?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
be
awesome.
curious.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. How would you not be curious with that? Like knowing that's always there,
And just watching since you cook, I'm like, bro,
Hold on.
how many of these have you made to know exactly what to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
It's all the trial and
living
error.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, and then just I like it because it just like in general explores like a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It-
for
it-
sure.
because of the different like things they do with the different monsters that they come across.
Hmm.
It like plays around with a lot of stuff.
I love it a lot.
So like, one of the episodes you'll get to like something will happen and it's gonna swap all the races of all the characters. So they're all gonna become like each other's like thing. So
That's
like
interesting.
Senshi won't be a dwarf anymore. Marcel won't be an elf anymore.
That's
And
ironic.
we all swap into a different one that the other is.
Interesting.
that's really cool.
It's
kind of want Marcel. I
Yeah.
think that's her name. Yeah.
yeah.
I want her to become the dwarf. That'd be funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil who becomes what. But
No,
it's
no, yeah.
You
great.
don't have to. You don't have to.
I will say Senchi's is the best.
Yeah. Her.
I feel like that's a really fun concept, though. I mean, like, I know it's like kind of based on Dungeons and Dragons, but
Yes.
like imagining a D&D, like you and all your friends, you each have been playing this character for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and then one time you just show up and everyone passed their character sheet to the right. Like that would just be so much fun. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Trying
Yeah.
to figure out how each character would work on your own terms.
It was so funny because we had watched it and Alex was like, but what if I did that to my players?
Yeah, literally. Like I feel like that's such a fun concept.
The chaos that would ensue would be astronomical.
But also it'd be fun, a fun like teamwork exercise. See how well everybody knows each other.
How often do you need to poop again? When do I sleep? You're an elf. You don't sleep. You meditate basically. Oh, sick! I can cook all night.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing that'll come about that too, it's kind of a situation of though they're in the middle of the dungeon when it happens and they have to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like your reach, your agility,
So no
your
matter-
strength,
so
all that's
the-
gonna be different.
Without giving anything majorly away, I'll just obviously like Senchi's pan. He's a dwarf. This thing is massive.
And it's heavy as hell.
He can lift it like it's nothing. But if he's no longer a dwarf, he can't lift his shield anymore.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
He can't lift it anymore. So like that's like something they have to get past. So because everybody's swapping.
Yeah, and like the whoever ends up becoming an elf is now a magic wielder, and they've probably
Yeah.
never used magic before, and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, literally. I just point like this, right? Especially when she was like fighting the water monster. That was wild. Because then the old party members showed up and they got like that. I was like, oh, that was a fun reintroduction of a character for 5 seconds. And then they came back to life. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Just
that's
Marvel.
another thing that
Yeah.
like the incorporation of the other characters that comes along throughout it, like the old party members, you're gonna learn more about them and
The
stuff.
redheaded person.
The other dwarf,
Is it a dwarf
the girl.
girl? Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask about. The redheaded that used to be in the adventuring party but then left because they wanted money and all that.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, so I haven't learned their name yet. But definitely animated, feminized. But then the dub voice actor, at least, is very masculine. Is it supposed to be a non-binary character, or is it supposed to be a female who just happens to be masculine?
I'm 90% sure she's a female.
Okay.
I think they do call it, like they refer to her as like her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear any pronouns or anything. I was just like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is an interesting character design for such a deep voice. That's
Yeah.
cool though.
No, she's cool.
I like her a lot. I hope that she joins the party though. Like when he was like, "Oh, like we're gonna leave, but if you want to, you can stay." And she was like, "No, I'm gonna leave. I want the money." I was like,
Yeah.
"We were so close. I want her in the party."
Yeah. I mean, you'll a lot of the like I said, a lot of the characters that you're gonna get introduced to in like short bursts here after the dragon fight, they're gonna have more involvement a little bit later.
That makes sense. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I do have a question. So something while I was watching it, I don't know if these creatures or these monsters come back, but the demi people, the fish people.
The demi-humans.
Yeah, the demi-humans, the fish people, not the mermaids, but the fish people. Would you get like I feel like they should have eaten them. They're mostly fish.
I feel
They
like
don't
they
have
should have
any
eaten them
mammal
too.
features. When I was watching that, I was like, this seems silly. Like, I understand the demi-human thing.
Marcel just can't tolerate it.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Marcel. It was the kid who's actually not a kid. He's 29.
Yeah,
Oh.
that threw me for a loop. And, like, I turned 29 this year. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's got like kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Chill check.
Yeah,
chill
chill
check.
check.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
I love chill
It's
check.
like, bro, you are a kid. What do you mean?
I
And
feel
he's
like,
like-
they should have
They're like they call him kid, and he's like, I'm like 30, bro.
And then Leois is like, should I call you sir? And he's like, no.
He's like, I've been with you guys this long, and you don't know that I'm an adult.
Well, he refused to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They refused to tell them any information about him,
I mean,
which
they're the
whatever.
rogues, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make sense.
Very rogue-like.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the mollusk sword. That's like kept within the party. I love that.
That is
That's
really cool.
awesome. Like a little relic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Well,
like, hey,
the
there's something
best-
close by.
The best part about it is the party doesn't know.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody except him knows because he just hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
Which like is probably the right call because nobody else would probably be comfortable with him having a living sword. But it's whatever.
See, I feel like it just depends on who it is. Because Senchi's probably gonna be like, all right, cool, dude.
Can I eat it?
Yeah, can we cook that?
He's gonna be like, no. It warns me of danger.
But here's the thing, Senchi's gonna respect that.
Yeah, valid.
9 times out of 10.
Valid. Marcel's not gonna want him to keep it though.
No, Marcel's not gonna want anything.
Yeah, no. She's like,
Nothing to do
that's
with it.
alive. Get it out of here. I'll find you a new sword. We'll find you a new sword.
Do you play D&D, Josh?
No.
No?
I've
a lot
always
of
wanted
fun.
to,
You
but I have never
should.
gotten to.
If you had to pick a class, what would you pick? Or race?
I
It's a
guess
little racist.
probably
Just joking.
what's it called? Probably a wizard or a mage. Or
Yeah.
that or a warrior. Or no,
Barbarian.
barbarian.
I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into a rage.
Yeah.
I go into a rage.
It's literally your only action all the time. You go into a rage.
go into-
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll be able to transition pretty well then.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Hey, it's easy enough to start out for the first time.
Yeah.
You don't have to learn anything. I go into a rage.
Well, action's on you. It's your first turn. What would you like to? I go into a rage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I attack the thing closest to me. Perfect. That's exactly what you should do as a barbarian. Good job.
Yep.
Roll, see how effective it was.
Oh, it was very effective because you're strong as shit. Amazing.
No, me. I
Unless
probably
you're
get
me.
one. It'd always be one for me.
I was gonna
Probably.
say,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
no, then there's me. I chronically, anytime I roll dice, chronically, you can ask Allie about this. I roll 8s.
You roll 8s. That's not terrible.
But
it's not
when it's
great.
a 20
Yeah.
and you're chronically rolling 8s.
Yeah.
Chronically.
It's not the worst roll.
There's
you
a
can do.
there's a vlog.
below average.
There's a vlog that Haley did at one of the cons, and every time me and Allie are rolling, it was like I would get like an 8 or a 16, and
Oh
that
my
was it.
god.
Oh,
And it was so funny because Allie kept rolling the same thing that I would roll after I would roll it. And we were like, this is freaky.
that's amazing.
We're like, something bad's about to happen.
Hey. Did you roll it 8 times?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Would have been funny. What?
I was gonna say I don't know why, but when I'm playing D&D, I always gravitate to either an elf or a tiefling.
What's a tiefling?
A tiefling is a half, like a demon elf child.
It doesn't have to
Huh.
be elf all the time, but it's
Really?
Yeah, it's demon mixed with something else.
Oh, I thought it was usually mixed with an elf. I
It
don't know.
doesn't have to be an elf, but
So like
definitely a combination that works.
Mm-hmm.
demon mixed with demon.
That's just a demon.
That's just a
Oh.
demon.
That's
Okay.
like
That's a full-blooded demon.
yeah,
Probably
A
had,
tiefling is
not
like
half
a
of anything.
half-blooded
you know,
demon with half-blooded something.
wood forest demon with fire demon.
Is there a forest demon?
There's one
Wouldn't
close
that
to
just
my
be like
house.
a wood nymph?
Or a hobo?
I guess. Forest demon being a hobo is hilarious.
I think
Does
hobo
he guard
should
the
be
bridge?
Yeah, he's like, pay the troll.
hobo should be an official D&D class.
Yeah, he has a little stick with a little
Senshi.
sack on
I was
there
gonna
that
say, so
it's
it's just Senshi.
Yeah, since she's the hobo class.
But the little bandana is filled with rocks, so it's actually a really good weapon.
Again,
Basically just a
Senshi.
medieval flail, but
Yeah.
it's just the hobo stick full of stones.
Yeah,
I actually love that. It's
I
a
feel like
great
it could
idea.
work.
I mean, it could definitely work once.
I mean,
You're going to snap your stick.
Not unless you get like a nat 20.
yeah.
Facts. And it's going to work as many times as you need it to.
What if it's a magic stick?
There you go.
As a hobo, you always get to roll with an advantage.
Ah,
You're
okay.
desperate.
Because you're desperate.
Because
you'll
if
do
it doesn't
anything.
if it doesn't work, you're screwed. You get to go home and collect more rocks for your sack.
But here's the thing. If the stick breaks, you can just get a new stick.
That's valid.
Sticks are very easy to come by.
You could just take your enemy's bones and kind of
New
just like
stick.
Turn
file
them
off
into
one end, new stick.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh,
you
no.
You
need.
don't even got to
Cool,
really file
actually.
it down if you really don't want to.
I mean, valid. You know, it's just a harder stick.
I love this tangent. Did you hear that Elon Musk wants to buy Dungeons and Dragons?
I did.
Yeah.
Bro just wants to buy
All
everything.
right. Yeah.
The next thing we're gonna see, Elon Musk wants to buy anime,
No, yeah, no.
all of it.
His reasons for wanting to buy Dungeons and Dragons is because he thinks that the game is too woke.
Yeah.
But like,
It's based off of Lord of the Rings,
you
bro.
no, Lord of the Rings is based off of Dungeons and Dragons.
No, that's
No.
not true.
Was it the other
It's
way
the
around?
other way
Yeah.
around.
I knew it was one way or the other. We looked it up at one point.
Tolkien basically invented Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not himself, but the world.
I feel like we talked about this and that was not true. I'm looking it up now.
Go ahead.
Lord of the Rings book origin date.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Elon Musk buying out anime though, because then we get actual cat girls. He'd be able to find a way to do it.
I mean, I feel like it's already a thing if you dig deep enough into the genres, though.
No, I mean like a real life
Oh.
cat girl. Like he'd bring them to life.
Clock it in your brain. 1954 is when Lord of the Rings came out.
1954.
I'm pretty sure Dungeons and Dragons came out in like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah. 70s.
Yeah.
I thought.
We need some Jeopardy music.
Okay, you're so right. You're so right. It was 74.
Thank you.
Okay. I knew it
I
was one way
almost
or the
said
other.
74.
Yeah, I knew it was like 60s or 70s, one of the two. Because Lord of the Rings blew up when it
Yeah.
first came out. It
You're
sold
so right.
so
Well,
many
and
copies.
because
I knew
it
one was
came out in
popular
the-
because of the other.
Dungeons and Dragons came out in like the 70s, but it gained a lot of traction in the 80s.
80s and 90s.
And then in the 80s was when there was like the Mothers Against Dungeons and Dragons who were saying it was demonic.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was at the height of that.
Elon Musk doesn't even think it's demonic. He just doesn't like that you get to choose your gender.
That and also during like the 80s is when a lot of the Lord of the Rings original VHS movies were coming out. So it was
Yeah.
gaining even more popularity then too. Because a lot of kids were being exposed to it.
That's true.
They're like, elves? That's cool. What does that mean?
What do you guys
What's an orc?
Yeah, what's an orc?
What do you guys pick as your D&D class?
I haven't actually, strangely enough, I haven't actually played D&D. I've just helped write a campaign.
mean, hey.
If you okay, but you know enough
You
about
had
it.
to
If you
pick.
had to pick.
But I don't know, I'd probably do like an elf.
Yeah.
I usually do a ranger or a rogue.
I feel like an elf is just so easy because
You don't have to sleep.
you don't have to sleep.
And you're smart.
You're smart. You always get like the magic is just better. You know, it's
If you
more
decide
fleshed
to use
out.
magic now. Because not all elves can use magic.
Wait, what? I
What
thought
are you
that's
talking
just, like-
about? All elves can use magic. It's just if they choose not to, that's fair.
Well,
But
not
all elves are capable.
they're magic sensitive, yes, but that doesn't mean so. Like that's like saying all people. Wait, what's the analogy I want to use here?
D&D campaign, except you're an elf that can't use magic and your name is Deku.
And you have a dwarf mentor who's named All Might.
Yeah.
Because I think swole dwarf All Might would be hilarious.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but the true question is, what would Bakugo be?
Bakugo's an orc. He's got the rage of an orc.
A rogue orc.
Bakugo's a barbarian, 100%.
I was gonna say,
he's not
he's a
sneaky.
barbarian.
He's not sneaky.
That's true.
Bakugo goes into a rage every waking moment of his life.
You are.
He
you're
permanently
so right.
exists in a rage.
Yeah.
And especially because one of the effects of going into a rage is you have like an AoE effect where you can like harm people around you the moment it happens.
Yeah,
Bakugo
that's
going
Bakugo.
into a rage is a literal explosion.
Yeah.
So I feel like that fits.
Man's literally decided to just explode his entire body at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm losing. Bet.
Time to,
Bang.
time to go off.
I
Bet.
go into a rage.
He's like, you know what? I'm not producing enough explosions right now. Let me wear my winter suit all the time.
Yeah.
All
Just
the
gotta
time.
sweat
I'm
it
just
out,
gonna
bro.
Sweat more.
Yeah. For real.
You think I can't keep up? Just watch. I'll make more sweat.
I'll go
Just
get a
watch.
tracksuit. Give me 2 minutes. Gotta run to the store real quick. He's a big fan of the trash bag sweat it out method.
This is a fun tangent. I like where this is going.
Yeah. I mean, Delicious in Dungeon is very D&D coded.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot with it.
What's a ranger? I'm sorry to go back around. What's a ranger?
Basically,
just the
bows
bow?
and arrows, daggers,
Yeah.
stuff like
Ah.
that. Typically fight from far away because you have really low hit points.
Oh, okay.
It's like somebody
But
could
then if
smack
you are
and
up
you
close,
die.
you got the tiny
Damn.
Yeah,
daggers.
but if
Yeah.
you are up close, you have a lot of agility, and the little
Okay.
daggers are kind of effective. But typically, you would try to pick them off from afar, while
Okay.
your barbarian is up in people's faces.
All right,
And then
all right.
your mage or caster is kind of off on the sidelines doing support magic and shit. And then your cleric is just off in the corner praying to Sky Daddy for some blessings.
And who else? All right. Okay.
There's a
cool.
lot of classes.
There's a
bro.
lot of
Oh,
classes.
yeah.
How many exactly?
I don't know the number.
Damn.
lot.
A lot. If you can think of it, it probably exists.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And then there's like DLCs, and I mean, it's a role playing game, so you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also just based off of the Lord of the Rings universe when it comes to like races and things like that. So there's orcs, there's elves, there's humans, there's halflings, there's all kinds of stuff. Tieflings,
Okay.
demons.
But you could also like completely make up something and just be like, this exists now. And then as long as you're like,
your dungeon master's
dungeon
okay
ma-
with it, then
then-
hey, cool.
So now you
It's
could
like-
really have a
There-
demon hobo or a wizard hobo.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like there are D&D campaigns that are futuristic settings.
Oh,
where
so
like
like
people have straight up guns.
Yeah.
And stuff like
Okay.
that. You can
You could
literally
do
do
Star
whatever
Wars
you want.
D&D.
You could do Doctor Who D&D if
Yeah.
you wanted
yeah,
to.
get a little
Yeah,
screwdriver.
Like,
Yeah.
my boyfriend
It's
completely
your
has
magical item.
my boyfriend created this entire like sci-fi realm that's on a different planet, and everybody's going through, and like the planet's like split in half and all this stuff. Like it's like
Shit.
That's sick. That sounds
Yeah.
like a campaign I would love to play.
it's cool.
Yeah.
As a chaotic neutral character.
Yeah.
I do think that there should, like, of all of the OVAs they could have done, I think there should be a My Hero D&D episode. I feel like it'd be so good.
Yeah. Oh, and then character alignment is another thing. You have to pick your character's alignment.
Yeah, like lawful good.
Lawful evil.
Yeah.
Chaotic neutral, chaotic evil. Basically like their personality and how they react to certain situations.
Okay. Do they have a little guide though of like how
Yeah,
the
there's an
characters would
alignment
act in
chart.
their thing? Okay.
Well, you also just kind of make it up as you go. So you're like, my character is this. And then you just act that way while you're playing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there seems a lot of studying to have to do in this. I don't mind that.
There's
I
a
have to
lot
get
of
some
reading when it
notebooks.
comes to D&D.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, you as the player don't have to read as much as like the dungeon master because it's really
Okay.
up to them to tell you what's possible and what's not because it's kind of their world you're playing in. You just bring a character to the table and you're like, this is me.
Okay.
I fuck shit up.
Now I've seen sometimes where people are like, oh no, the character died. Like, do you have to get rid of that character all the way, or like, no, you can
Depends.
just sort of
It
like,
depends on
depends.
the game master. Some people will, just have like a new character sheet. Okay, I'll play somebody else. Somebody
Or
else
you get to
joins
take
the
over
party.
an NPC.
Okay.
Like,
or
there's
they can
the-
homebrew an item that can revive you. Like there's a bunch of different stuff.
There's like
Okay.
the classic meme of the kid who died and took his character sheet and just wrote Junior on it. And it's like, I'm here to avenge my father.
I have actually
Damn.
never heard that, but
You've
that's
never seen that one?
genius.
It was, like,
that's
classic.
the easiest way to cheese it
Like it was like classic 2014 Tumblr.
I love that.
because then you don't have to start over. You just have to be tragically sad for the rest of the campaign.
He's like,
I
I'm
was
avenging.
too late.
He's like, I'm avenging my father. I need to find out what happened to him.
Well, he just died. No! You're like picking yourself up, weeping with yourself in your arms.
Yeah.
He died so young. We were the same age.
I've always wanted to play catch with him.
Mom
know,
is
if
gonna
he's
be
an-
so sad.
You know, if he's an elf, he really could just be. He's so young.
Yeah, literally. Canonically, elves don't they can't die of old age.
Oh, so they just keep living until they. So like
They're
alligators?
immortal
You-
until killed.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they
That's pretty
age
cool.
like almost infinitely slower than humans do. So like 1,000 years to them is maybe like 5 years to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's kind of awful, but awesome at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Still, because
That's why they don't really need to sleep. They just take a short rest, which is like 4 hours, and they're back to 100
Now, is
Oh,
that
nice.
like 4 hours in their hours or 4 hours in our hours?
in their
Well,
hours.
time is
their
the
hours.
same. It's
Oh.
just they get a longer lifespan.
Oh, okay.
But time functions the same
thought
for
it
them.
changed.
It's not
for
like
them,
everything
so-
around them is moving in slow motion.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's what I
like
thought.
fighting
It
it
might
off would be
feel like
impossible.
that, though.
Yeah.
It
shit.
might, you know, because by the time you're like, well, because the way you perceive time is proportionate to how old you are and things. But that's like a lot of different philosophical conversations that we could
Ooh,
have.
Fan theory: the Flash is just an elf living a normal lifespan, but in his mind, it's lasting a normal span.
The
for
nerd in me
now.
wants to disprove you so quickly and just like completely shut that down. But that's very funny,
You-
so I'll
you see
allow
where
it
I'm
to
going with
exist.
Because it's a fan theory for the funnies, not
Yes.
for
Yes,
accuracy.
and that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm with it.
Asher's like, I'm gonna let it slide this
I'm gonna
time.
let it slide this time because it's funny enough. It can stay.
Our one brain cells.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No.
That makes Batman like the softest core barbarian you could probably ever think of.
I go into a rage quietly.
I go into a rage because I'm Batman. I just do it quietly behind the mask,
I go into a rage because my parents died.
and I miss them. Mom used to make me cake. Now I really go into a rage.
Batman just really likes cake.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't?
I don't.
Good thing you're not Batman. Otherwise, you would be in a rage for the lack of cake that we have.
This is true.
I think Lex Luthor likes cake. He stole cake for a reason. Like he didn't want to eat it, but he like stole like
Because Lex Luthor's a douchebag.
Sounds like he's like
Yeah.
Mary Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, he stole a cake, but he didn't want to eat it.
Damn.
He just didn't want you to have it.
Well, I don't need it. That's a fair point.
He's gonna eat it in front of you, and then he's gonna spit out every bite because it's terrible. And he's
Yeah.
gonna continue to eat it
Yeah.
just to make you feel bad.
That'll make me feel good.
Okay, then he's gonna make you eat it and spit out every bite. Yes.
A taste without the calories.
You know what? Lex is just gonna call up Scarecrow, and he'll deal with you. Every time you bite into the cake, you look down, and it's just a bowl of spiders.
It's like, ah, where's the hot sauce?
Now the question. now, the,
Why are they creamy?
now the question. What would Lex Luthor be?
He's in the closet, peeking through the blinds, witnessing.
No,
gently.
no, in
What
D&D,
would he be?
what would he be?
What would Lex Luthor be in
Yes.
D&D? Be the big bad. But what race would he be?
Yeah.
He'd be a wizard.
But like a
Part of me has a problem with that because Lex honestly isn't like a powerful character. He just has a lot of people design shit for him. money.
Hear me out. No.
Lex Luthor is a gnome and hilarious. Yes. I am 100% down for that. 100%.
Asher had no qualms. in
No
doing it.
problems at all with that. He's very much so gnome energy.
Yes.
Just a little
A
gremlin.
little ball of anger.
Yes. 100%. I agree. That makes the Joker a goblin.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Very goblin energy. What is Superman?
I feel like Superman is just like, even though he's not, he's just a human.
You're not special.
Not anymore. Not in this universe.
But I can fly. Fuck you. You're not special. You get to fly into the clutches of the goblins and gremlins.
Yeah.
Because he got a magical cape, though.
You know, Edna Mode said it best. No capes.
Okay.
No capes.
I agree.
I think capes are lame.
But they're so fashionable. Look at how they flow, man. You look like you get a little hat on with a feather, glasses, platform boots, go walking around the street.
This divulged very quickly from capes into outfit.
Dressing like a pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a
what
cape.
Pimps are gonna bring them back.
Now I'm imagining Superman in like a full purple pimp outfit
Yeah.
with like a giant cane.
See,
With, like,
you
the
say
little
no
House of
capes,
L.
but I have a very strong argument for capes. Lemillion.
Facts. Lemillion deserves a cape. Well, the thing about Lemillion's cape, it's not going to get stuck on anything because he could just permeate through it.
Yeah, it's made out of his hair.
Exactly. So, like, Lemillion's the exception.
Speaking of his hair, has anybody seen the leaks for the epilogue that's in the published volume?
No.
Because Lemillion's hair is phenomenal. It's hilarious and I love it.
I hope it's like super long and luscious, like Finn in Adventure Time.
Cause it's it's like it's the epilogue, so it's just like the time skip. The one I saw, it didn't even have like any English on it. It was just like pictures of the Japanese.
Finn is for sure a paladin with no god.
A paladin, but he is his own god.
Jake is his god.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find the picture. Of
And then
Lemillion,
Jake is
'cause
just
I
a
really wanna
magic
show you
dog.
guys.
He
Yeah.
doesn't get to change.
Bimo is god.
That is a good argument as well. I could see Bimo as God.
Bimo's like one of my favorite characters because he's just so funny.
I'm going to go on a little
Casually.
rant because it's technically anime. It's American anime.
Sure.
Have you finished Adventure Time?
No. That's why I've only watched a few
Okay.
because I was like, this is pretty
So-
cool.
I've
but-
sobbed so many times to Adventure Time.
So
It is
here's the
so
thing.
good.
The beginning is required for the setup,
All right.
but it is a children's show.
In the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
But once you hit season 4, the plot thickens.
All right.
It's one of those shows that grew up with you.
Yeah. So 4
Nice.
until I think it's 8 seasons till the very end. The very end is very adult.
Yeah.
Or like just dark or like
Dark, more mature.
Darker themes, like senses of loss, betrayal, things like
Like
that.
things that
Oh,
a
okay.
kid may
Nice.
enjoy because it's their favorite characters, but they don't really get what's going on.
Put it to you like this: you get to meet Finn's dad.
oh wow, I
Yeah.
didn't even know they'd have that in there.
Yep. You get to meet both of his parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Now,
So
whether
there's
or
an
not-
actual-
Bring a box of tissues.
Whether or not Finn gets to meet them, we will not tell you.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that his
get to meet
parents
them.
end up being a part of the story. And then they made Fiona and Cake is the gender bent version of them, which is supposed to just be a couple silly episodes that the Ice King does. But
they
then
made a whole new series.
Fiona
right?
and Cake
Yes.
is its own universe. So Adventure Time goes multiversal.
Oh, okay.
But Fiona and Cake is like
It has its own season now.
100% adult. Like I wouldn't even suggest a child to watch that because it's so mature. Like you're just gonna cry the whole time.
And you have to watch Adventure Time to fully appreciate Fiona and Cake.
And if
because they
you-
tie the two together.
If you decide to
okay.
do this, Ice King will be your favorite character.
Simon is my favorite character.
I'm not gonna
of all
lie, I
time.
liked Ice King from the beginning. So he was pretty funny. Just
He's
like
gonna
a funny
get
guy.
better.
Yeah.
Your heart will break.
He
for
becomes
Ice King.
funny with a reason.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because like
cool.
there's a reason he's as kooky as he is.
So if something happened, something traumatic happened to him in the past that made him into the Ice King.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And it's super tragic.
if you just need something silly to put on some Adventure Time, and then once it gets to season 4, pay attention a little bit. Once you get to like season 6, pay attention.
There's actually a
All right.
list that tells you the important episodes for the early ones to watch to get like if you're trying to figure out the actual storyline of it and the plot. There's an actual list because I always struggled to watch Adventure Time because I don't do well with like you know we've talked about it, I don't do well with like the episodic format.
Baxter.
So that's what Alex did with me was we just kind of like breeze through and you're not skipping as many episodes as you think you would with
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I feel like I looked into that list, and there's a specific Lumpy Space Princess episode that is really important to Finn's character that only an adult is going to understand. And I feel like that would be one of the episodes they label as like filler.
They had some that were like considered optional.
Optional. Yeah, and I don't know. With Adventure Time, I feel like every episode is canon, and every episode brings some sort of information about even side characters, but the side characters are
Yeah.
important. So I personally feel like there isn't much filler post season 4. I think the beginning seasons are very
Well,
filler.
I'm saying this
Yeah.
was just to watch like the first like two or three seasons.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That'd be totally fine.
To be relevant on topic, there's some pretty good food in Adventure Time.
Bacon pancakes.
Jake
making
can throw
bacon
down.
pancakes.
Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
He made the perfect sandwich.
You're right. He did make the perfect sandwich. I was gonna say I don't remember anything besides the pancakes.
That's
he made a
pretty
sandwich
crazy.
and a holy aura light appeared around it after it was created.
Damn, that sounds pretty good.
He made the perfect sandwich.
It tastes light.
He also made bacon pancakes.
Bacon pancakes.
Making bacon pancakes.
Making bacon pancakes, huh?
Put some bacon in a pancake. That's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancake. It's so good. My favorite meme back in the day was him singing Bacon Pancakes to Beyonce's New York. At the same, the beats match
Perfectly.
impeccably well.
Okay.
It's kind of beautiful.
I'd have to hear the full song because the only part from New York is when she's singing New York. That's it. That's all I.
Yeah.
That's
It's definitely something I'll show you later.
all right.
It's
All
very,
right.
very good.
Shit.
But yeah, I love Adventure Time so much. It's one of those that a lot of people just are like, oh, it's cute, it's funny, and
I
then
watched
they just
a couple
don't watch all
episodes
of
here
it.
and there, but it's a
Yeah.
kid's show.
But it's one of those, if you do watch all of it, it is so worth
For
it.
those that know,
Oh, yeah.
they know.
Yeah.
The reason I want to get a whole back piece that is entirely Adventure Time coded.
But the back piece is a spoiler, so you can't tell them about
is,
it.
All
Unfortunately.
right. No, that's fair.
Yeah, I haven't
What
watched
is
all
it?
of it, but I watched a good amount of it.
I mean, I can tell you what it is, but you won't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I won't. That's
So,
fair.
Do you know who the Lich is?
I've heard about him. He's like that creepy looking dude. He's all black. He has like eyes, almost like a
Fall.
crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman voiced him. He doesn't even remember voicing him, which is hilarious.
Because there
was
was only like
drunk.
5 lines.
Yeah. And he was
Oh.
probably drunk.
Yeah.
But like, let's be real. That's Hellboy, you know. But do you know who Golb is?
No.
No.
Okay. So that's valid. Golb is the entity of chaos. Like
Ah.
the full embodiment of chaos itself. So
Okay.
my back piece idea is to do a full split, half the Lich, half Golb, sitting in the position of bafflement in the as above, so below.
Oh, okay. No, that'd be
So,
pretty cool.
That's my idea. If you watch all of Adventure Time, you'll appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I got a little homework to do.
Yes, it's very, very good. I love Adventure Time so much because it just has a little bit of everything in it. You know what I mean? And it's so fulfilling. It's a very well-rounded story that you didn't expect to happen. Like the plot literally comes out of nowhere.
I think it is literally the only thing I can think of as an American shonen. You know what I mean?
Valid.
I can't think of anything that is shonen like that is an American cartoon.
Because like even Avatar isn't necessarily shonen
Yeah, I was gonna
coded.
say-
It's close.
I would say the only other thing I could say is like Avatar.
I would classify Avatar as a shonen. There's enough
So now, like, what is it
fights.
that you guys would use to classify a shonen, though? Exactly. Like, what's the baseline like for that?
Like a kid who's going on an adventure to fight things to better some sort of purpose.
So I guess yeah, Avatar would fall under that.
Yeah, I think that Avatar would fall under that.
Which also
That's how I define shonen in my head. I could be entirely wrong.
Okay.
well technically.
Shonen is anime or manga that is primarily intended for boys or young men.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's like a
So yeah, technically it can.
So
it's
both of them are.
less of a genre. It's more of a target audience.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's a lot of people who will be like, I want to watch a shoujo anime, and they just mean romance, but that's not the same thing.
That means
so, like,
Ben 10 is
yeah.
shonen.
So like,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
so like my main example I always use of it is a lot of people miscategorize Toradora as shoujo because it's a romance anime, but it's actually a shonen because it's focused.
Towards
It's marketed towards boys.
Hmm.
wasn't-
interesting.
Wait, that's the one with Palm Tiger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shonen.
Yeah, it's considered a shonen.
That's pretty crazy because it
It was marketed
feels
to
more
boys.
like a romance, right? Like
It is a romance.
Why not both?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah, because
So, yeah,
I
it's
thought
more about the
shoujo
target-
meant like
No, it's-
romance girly.
No, it's the target audience. So shoujo is focused on younger
that's why
females.
there's more
Shonen is
romance.
focused on younger males, and that's why Attack on Titan's not considered a shonen.
Because it's not for a young audience.
It's for adults.
Yes.
Oh, so okay, so it's specifically a younger.
Yeah, they're more
audience.
so about the age group.
Like
Okay.
Baby Naruto is shonen
Okay.
very clearly because
Yeah.
like ninjas younger.
Okay.
Naruto is a young
Oh, the
boy,
little- going to
slightly
elementary.
angsty. Yeah. And then you get into Shippuden, and Shippuden can be like slightly shonen in the beginning, but then like as it goes on, it's more like teenage and stuff like that.
which it would actually still be considered shonen.
Yeah,
Oh,
shonen
all
includes
depends.
teenage years.
It's
There you go.
it's young to teenage years.
Yeah.
Whereas like mature is considered, like, even JJK is still considered a shonen.
For real?
It's produced in Shonen Jump.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Interesting. But I feel like, I don't know, as Japan modernizes and things like that, like My Hero, JJK, things like
Yeah.
that, they're super popular with girls too.
Yeah.
So-
it's just that more so the target audience.
Yeah,
is what
target.
they're
Yeah,
talking
but
My
I
Hero
about.
feel like
Academia's
Target is so
target audience
loose.
is definitely young boys because of Midoriya and Bakugan's dynamic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where, like, if you look at something like Cardcaptor Sakura, you're looking at Sailor Moon. Those are shoujo because they're targeted to girls.
I just wish there was something more shonen-like that had like a female main character or something like that.
Then it wouldn't be a shonen.
But it doesn't have to be slice of life, romance, easygoing. You could have a My Hero, a Naruto, a something like that that has female influence. You know, like I
But it
feel
would
like
be hard for the young boys to relate to a young female character.
my argument, Dandadan.
What do you mean?
In Dandadan, Momo and Ken are both very much so main character vibes. Almost Momo a little bit more so. And people are having a hard time defining the genre for Dandadan because they're like, okay, there's a slice of life episode. There's a little bit of romance. There's a lot of fighting happening. It's a little bit fan servicey, but also it's really female empowerment.
Maybe their
So-
target audience is just everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel like as Japan modernizes, shonen is gonna end up being more of like a
Yeah.
fight style for younger kids versus slice of life for younger kids. I don't know.
That could be valid.
I just feel like things are changing. Like My Hero, while it is for little boys, there were so many girls that were obsessed with it. Especially in America, it seemed like more girls were attached to it than I've seen little boys.
Yeah. That's another important thing to think about, though, too, is they're focusing on their target audience for Japan, too.
Right, but I don't know, from like the TikToks and things
Yeah.
I've seen online, that's what I mean. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's still a little mixed. I don't know.
Valid. I mean, it doesn't have to be one specific group. That's just what they're designing it in mind for.
Yeah.
Is there a shoujo jump?
I could actually go into the depths
The depths.
of the disparity that there is between access to shoujo manga versus shonen manga.
Yeah.
Shoujo manga is so much more difficult to get a hold of.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's more expensive. There aren't as many options like Shonen Jump where you can pay a subscription to get like free chat. Like I pay like $1 or so to get full access to Shonen Jump's
Right.
app. Like a lot of shoujo, you have to pay for
Per
like
manga.
volumes and stuff for everything. And
I mean,
even then,
there's
like
still a lot of sexism in Japan.
yeah, and a
that's
lot of
very
those
cultural as well.
a lot of the mangas sometimes are like really hard to get. So like there's like a lot of people who like with Inuyasha, they struggle to get certain volumes of it. Stuff like that. Like you would think Inuyasha's huge,
Yeah, it's been big since it came out.
and people still
Still to
struggle
this
to get the
day is-
manga for it.
I didn't know
crazy.
Inuyasha was considered a shoujo.
I believe so.
That makes sense because you're following Kagome around. It's more of like the
Yeah.
romance between her and Inuyasha.
Yeah,
you know?
because the base of it is the romance between her and Inuyasha, kind of. So
I
it's like,
see.
it's kind of the same thing of where you were talking about. Like it's
little
very
bit of both.
generalized to everybody, but it was targeted more towards girls.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I kind of like how Dandadan is kind of moving a step back from that, and they're not necessarily targeting a gender.
They're
They're
not
just-
labeling.
Yeah, they're kind of just like, this is for everybody.
Here's the
Yeah.
show. It's for adults. It's not for children. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
It's a little crazy, but like if you can handle it, it's really good.
Yeah.
Right.
speaking of done it on these episodes, past couple weeks have been fire.
Have you been keeping up,
I'm
Josh?
behind 2 episodes.
He just got his first nut back.
Sick.
That's all I'm up to right now.
Okay.
He just got that back.
I left off on where you and me left off together.
Which means you just got to come back over and keep watching.
Oh no, I have to go back to Maddie and Asher's house.
Oh no, Asher might have to make steak again.
Dang it!
Ooh.
Worst
I
day
could
of my
go for
life.
some
I
steak.
know.
I'm
sorry.
the last 3 days I've like in my head been like, I should ask Asher if I can pick up steak tonight. No, I don't want to make him
Also,
cook.
just for the viewers, the food lore is Asher is very good at cooking food, and I go to their house frequently, so Asher will cook me food.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cook you food.
You do. One time I cooked you guys food.
I was like, what about me?
You cooked the food here though.
Yeah, you're right. I did
At
cook
your
you food
house,
here.
it's technically been Asher who cooked the food.
I made the butter noodles.
That is true. And then I made you guys mac and cheese last time
Which
I was over.
fire.
Really good mac and cheese. I've also been thinking about your mac and cheese since you left.
Asher, we had to make steak and mac and cheese.
Oh no.
Nattie's like best of both worlds.
Indeed. Maddie, you're in charge of drinks.
Easy.
Figured it'd be easy.
I could make those apple cider martinis.
Those are good.
Those were really good.
That sounds pretty good.
Just apple cider and lemon vodka
That sounds so good.
with a sugar rim.
It's really easy and it's very effective.
And it's the one form of lemon Mac is not allergic to.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're allergic to lemon?
Yeah.
Not if it's in alcohol.
Yeah.
Because
That's
alcohol
always
kills
good.
the allergy.
That makes sense.
Don't
Yeah.
know why it does it, but it does.
I mean, alcohol does sterilize a lot of stuff, so I'm sure it kills on contact.
I have never heard of this. I just got a notification that there is a snow squall warning.
Oh, what?
What is a squall?
It's like a fight, ain't it?
Is the snow fighting outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says SQUALL. What is a squall?
Everybody pulls out Google.
Yeah, I need to know.
Sudden, moderately heavy snowfall with blowing snow and strong, gusty surface winds.
Oh,
Okay. It's going for another hour, so we just gotta keep going.
Shit. All right.
There
Keep
is
going for an hour.
Leads to a quick reduction in visibilities. And is
Yeah.
often accompanied by gusty winds. Sounds hot.
Unless
like
you
a-
drive in it.
Not like
Sounds cold.
I was just about to say not in a temperature kind of sense.
I'm funny.
More of just like a gut feeling. You know. I don't know.
Kind of going back on topic. I mean, I am going back on topic. Sorry to kill the vibe. I started Food Wars.
Yeah.
That's season 3.
Yeah, I don't know why. So Crunchyroll didn't have seasons 1 and 2. I feel like there might be a
Probably
reason
for
for
the
that.
best.
Maybe there's a reason.
Literally,
Yeah.
the first episode is the main character making a peanut butter octopus dish for some girl.
Ew.
And she like, hold on. She like eats it and she's like, oh, this is gonna be so gross. But it's apparently like so delicious that they cut to a scene of her being like wrapped in octopus tentacles covered in peanut butter in like this borderline hentai-esque manner.
That's
Because the
crazy.
food is so delicious.
There's-
She basically like finishes all over herself.
I wonder if the
like one of
first
the
two
first two
seasons are like the
episodes.
worst for that. Because
Probably.
with season 3, so it started out like the school festival's coming up and this guy is gonna open a booth for the first time, but if his booth loses money, then he gets expelled.
Oh, of course.
But if he does good enough, then he'll go head to head with the best guy in school and figure out who has the spiciest Chinese food.
Oh, so it's just like, okay, if I win, I prove myself worthy of the qualification. But if I
Right.
don't, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
Ah.
So he like is trying to learn how to make spicy Chinese food and stuff like this. And for some reason, the guy who's like teaching him about the festival is in an apron and completely nude. And they show his butt twice just cause
Yeah.
he's just twirling and just wanted
You
to show it
gotta appeal
off.
to both audiences.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of fan service of both.
And then
Is
there
it a
was
short brown haired guy?
no blonde.
Blonde. Okay, because I was
Blonde,
remember
brownish.
in the first season, there's a guy that's always getting naked for like just to like go.
Maybe he
like,
dyed his hair.
It might be. He might have been dyed his hair. He's like, I feel like I had issues, so I got to do something different. Man.
Yeah.
We love a character that just gets naked.
And then there was like a basketball scene, but it looked like the basketball was white, like it was a volleyball. I don't know. But it was this girls' basketball team, so I got to see the jiggle physics real quick.
Yeah.
But
good
other
jiggle.
than
Were you entertained?
of course.
Awesome.
But other than those two things, there really wasn't much else. Like, there was the obvious, like, the way they were dressed, but it wasn't super revealing. They like, highlighted the boobs on this one girl a certain way. It just looked like she had 2 pimples on her chest.
Shit.
Like, 2 whiteheads ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Just
God.
like the blush shading.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, like, season 3 wasn't too crazy. Like, it wasn't anything like the peanut butter and octopus. So I wonder if the
I
first
think
2
it's
seasons
literally
are
the first
really
episode
bad.
that does that.
But I wonder if those seasons are just really bad with that, and then they like tone it down, so like kept seasons 3 through 6 seasons is crazy.
I mean, it's bad, but not to the point where it's hard to watch, especially because, like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, there's a lot of fan service, but, like, realistically, to me, it
They
feels
move
like there's a
past it
good,
pretty
like,
quick.
they get past it, and the main underlying story that follows this character
Isn't
throughout
too
all.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty sweet story when you sit back and, like, look at it, because it's like, okay, there's this guy that wants to prove himself worthy to his own father by actually following in his footsteps. So it's like, because of all that, he's willing to go through all these strange people. And, like, from what I've heard too, a lot of, like, culinary, like, buddies, like, that I've talked to before used to say, like, oh yeah, I remember meeting people like that in school. Like, their actual characterizations of each of these characters are actually pretty spot on to people in the culinary world, from what I've been told.
That and a
Yeah.
lot of their techniques and recipes and things like
Yeah.
that are fully legit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there are some people that will make dishes just from the things that they watched and learned in that show, and they turn out wonderful. So,
I
like, they're
believe it.
pretty true to their craft.
Yeah.
And in the sense that, like, you're watching the show, they're making the food, it looks super good, they do a little fan service. Now you're just like, now I'm hungry and horny.
Yeah.
What do I do with this?
That's life, though.
I mean, yeah, facts.
What do you do with it? You cook and you take your clothes off.
There you go.
And then you're just eating ramen
Naked
fully
in the kitchen.
nude.
Yeah.
Making sure to use the right chapsticks, man, 'cause you don't want to burn yourself.
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, unless you're into that.
But yeah, no, I was surprised at
Can't
the
judge.
Oh my God.
Hey, look, different
Some people
strokes
fuck
for
the
different
stoops, man.
folks.
Yeah.
What was it? That one guy fucked a pie, an American Pie.
But no, I feel like I was surprised by how like accurate they were obviously like describing the recipes, but they started talking about adding in Chinese food you have to have your ma and your la. And it's like the 2 different types of spices that they add. They were talking about like what parts of China they come from and what regions each dish came from. And I was like, this is so in detail. Like I feel like I'm taking a history class on food.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
informative.
But then also
It is.
there's a naked guy. So like I don't know what's going on.
What do you pay attention to?
I like that they're informative, but they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah. It's surprisingly good.
I always learn more that way.
In a weird way, it reminds me in like the way they set up the stories, obviously not in the content, but
Yeah.
it does remind me of Hetalia. Like just like the
Hetalia.
stupid silliness, but also weirdly historically accurate and like educational.
Maddie showed me like 4 episodes of that, and I was like, I can't do this.
Also, can I tell you?
I show. It's a bit much, but
So
it's
I
fun.
was-
A bit much.
Okay,
bit
so I
much,
was
dude.
cracking up when Maddie
Italy is
texted me
cringe as hell, bro.
because okay, so
cringe.
everybody
No,
knows
don't do that to me,
like
Germany.
Come after me, Germany. I'll do anything you want.
You want tomatoes?
so you know what's really funny specifically about that show is like I was in the depths of like 2014 Tumblr.
Right.
And if you were on like the anime side and like
I was on the YouTube side at
It
that
was
point in
like-
my life.
it was like Hetalia, the like that side of Tumblr was like Hetalia and Homestuck.
Oh my God.
Those people were the same group.
I have an admission to make. I have heard so much about the Homestuck fandom. And I have Googled and tried to research. I don't know what Homestuck is. Is it a show? Is it a book?
A web comic.
Okay. That might be why I had such
a
a hard time.
webcomic.
Because I was like seeing all this fan art and like the like fan fiction and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't
it
even
was
know
a
what Homestuck
very,
is.
very
Everything has
popular.
fan fiction.
It was a very, very popular like webcomic.
Okay.
But
But yeah,
And-
all over Tumblr, Hetalia.
There's a lot of lore to the fandom.
My favorite Hetalia character is Japan.
But yeah.
He's so unserious.
But Maddie had texted me. He was
But
like,
so
"Oh,
serious at the
I
same
found
time."
this show, and I think you'll like it. It's called Hetalia." And I was like, I literally just like froze in place, and I was like, "Oh God."
Canon event is happening.
No, literally, that was my thought. I was like, "Oh God, Maddie found Hetalia." I literally texted Maddie. I was like, "I haven't heard that since 2014. I haven't heard that name since 2014." Tumblr was my exact
Just
response
gave
to Maddie's.
Mac like Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah. I am determined. I will finish it.
It's also
Have you
crazy to
seen
me.
all of it? It's so long.
I've seen
Well,
quite
each
a
episode
bit of
is like
it.
5 minutes long.
It's 100 episodes per season, and it's 4 seasons
Yeah.
long. Which is wild. I mean, I know they're 5 minutes, but like,
No, I
were
watched,
these like in between shows in Japan? Like, what is this?
Why are you asking me? I don't
I
know.
watched
I don't
a
know.
good amount of it a really long time ago, but I don't remember like any of it. I think I
I'm-
blocked it out.
I'm determined to finish it. It's so funny.
China was funny. So here's the plan. I take all,
You go home.
you go home. And I'm like, yeah, that seems very China coded. Everything's theirs, you know? They pull up and they're like, all this mine.
Just mine.
Bye.
I just love the Japanese perspective on America too.
I don't know why that made me think of my friend's boss at work, but he's a Greek man.
He's a Greek man.
He's a Greek man from Greece, and he
Okay.
he will ask Haley. It's Haley.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look at her. And, by the way, I know you're listening, Haley. Hi, Haley.
Hi,
Hi,
Haley.
Haley.
He'll look at his watch, and then he'll look at her, and he'll go, "You clean the baños?" It's Greek. He's not,
Huh.
but he calls the bathrooms the baños.
Okay.
Okay.
He goes, "You clean the baños? You still here? You go home."
You go home. Clean the
He
banyos.
does it to her like once a week.
Oh my god.
That
It's
was-
amazing.
It'll be like before her shift ends, like an hour to half an hour before her shift ends. He'll literally look at her and be like, "You still here? You go home."
No, is she Hispanic or Latino though, or something? Or
No.
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 Where's
No.
this Banyos coming from?
He just wants to.
He's just a quirky Greek man.
Good guy. Sounds like a good guy for that.
I love it.
You clean the banyos.
But yeah, oddly, like Food Wars, the way that they're like super stupid, the funny writing, but also like so much education. It reminds me a lot of Italia. I don't know.
Check on the stuff.
Check on the
Stuff.
stuff.
The stuff.
The recording stuff. He's making sure everything's
mean,
still
yeah.
recording.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we should be good. Oh, way to go.
Look at that. Asher. Hey, Asher, you hit the mic. Hey, Asher. Hey, Asher. Remember when Asher said
Because
he
you don't
wasn't going
like
to
the
do it this time?
microphones, dude. He's just microphones have an issue.
Hey, Asher, remember when you told me that it probably wasn't going to happen this time?
It wasn't my hands. I just gave it a little bit of a chest bump.
No, that's like a respectful thing. Yeah.
Yeah. They liked it.
The microphone's cheering. I'm cool now.
Well, to keep going,
Club microphone.
food and other animes. When you think of like food in anime, are there any like specific ones you think of? For me, I feel like I have one that most people, I don't know if most people would or wouldn't think of it, but
Yeah.
I think of Spirited Away, like the opening of it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They
I
did have a
almost
lot of good
entirely
food.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because
They're
like the
pigging out.
whole thing is literally like the reason she gets stuck is because her parents just started feasting on like food that they found.
Chowing down. They're just
I mean,
Which
how could
isn't
you
that
not?
like a metaphor for like gluttony and like the 7 deadly sins at some point?
I believe so.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I've never like fully looked into it, but I at least knew that
There's
portion
a lot
of
of
it.
like theories around a lot of the like stuff for that studio though too.
I always think of like stuffed buns or steamed buns. Whenever I think of like food and anime, it's like the more popular food item that I see a lot.
I always think of ramen, but you know what's weird and what's also weird? We've been on this for over an hour now. We haven't talked about sushi. I find it weird how little sushi I see in anime. Like I feel like maybe America like over glorifies how much Japan eats sushi, but at the same time
They eat a lot
They
of
eat a
sushi.
lot of sushi. So
Yeah.
why is there not more sushi in anime?
Because they're probably tired of it.
Yeah, maybe.
You gotta add some variety. I mean, you watch like American shows, not everybody's eating cheeseburgers.
I don't know about
That's
that.
not true.
Or there's one show called Time Cops. There's like a whole episode about like, or no, Time Patrol or something. But like the buff dude that had like the little headgear on, like he was always eating burgers, and like that was like a thing. Like he got sick of burgers, and like they had to find a way to get him back onto burgers because they're like, if he stopped eating burgers, man, the universe is gonna
Who even
unfold.
is he?
Yeah,
Without his burgers.
Like, but I'm sure there's like probably shows that do that with like sushi somewhere that are like, yeah, he eats a bunch of sushi, but it like, for the most part, when you think of like the foods that you see typically in anime, it does tend to be like ramen.
Or like the
Deli
what was
sandwiches.
it Team 10 Inashikacho? They eat a lot of like grilled meat and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue, but no sushi. I can't think of like a single Naruto character that eats sushi.
Because Ichiraku ramen exists. Why would you eat anything else? The sage of 6 bowls over here, you know?
This is true.
I'm just saying. I feel like it would be a betrayal.
Or maybe it's like hard to animate like in an appealing manner. Because like meats and ramen, like you got the steam and you got the like
Yeah, it's
broth
true.
Gotta have the
colors.
Sushi's
ambiance.
cold.
Whereas just like they put it down in front of you, you eat it. That's
yeah. And like the rice might be hard to animate.
it. Maybe,
I don't know.
Or-
maybe they
Maybe
think
I'll-
sushi is boring.
Yeah, and then there's like characters like Todoroki, who it's like, I'm going to eat this bowl of cold soba and I'm going to eat nothing else for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys like hot food? Nah, I hate the hot.
I hate anything hot.
Because my dad's on fire, so I'm gonna eat the cold food.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know the canonicity of it, but I love
Canonicity. What a word.
yeah, but I love how like very autistic coded he is. Like
So, this is one of my favorite discussions. He's not autistic, he's traumatized.
this is true. However, like specifically when it comes to like eating the same foods all the time, like he is at least
Comfort food is the
coded
thing.
in a way that autistic people could relate to. Of course, I agree. I think that a lot of it comes from trauma,
Because
but
what the thing is with him is everybody, when people talk about Todoroki being autistic, every single point that you bring comes just from the fact that he was never socialized.
yeah, but the food thing, that's not a socialization thing.
No, that's part of that's just out of spite. It's just his favorite food. He just likes it.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
It's like
Like,
you
he eats
getting the
other things.
opportunity to eat fettuccine alfredo every day for the rest of your life, and it would be okay.
Right, but I would do that because of some neurological things in my brain.
I guess.
Shit.
You know? Oh, in case anybody doesn't know, I know that Asher and Mac know this, but I eat Culver's for lunch every single day. I get the same thing. The people know me. They know my order. They know when I'm going to order.
I do the same thing with Sabaru in the mall. I walk up and they're already picking up the piece of pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sick.
So, like, that is my life.
I also have one of those. It's Firehouse Subs.
Yeah.
There you go.
I walk in and the guy just goes, "No mustard, right?" That's the only question he asked me. "No mustard, right?" Yes.
Yes.
No mustard.
It's sort of the same thing, but for me, it's like a drink. I always get a whiskey sour at this place, Bulldogs. I haven't been there in a while. Like, it's been like,
Whiskey
Well,
sour sounds really good.
dude, they're so fucking awesome. I love whiskey sour. And like, these
like anything
guys
sour.
did not know it. Like, it was good like half a year. I go back in. They're like, "Hey, whiskey sour? Holy shit, you don't remember me?" Like, what the fuck? So that's always fun though when you have somebody like
Should
yeah,
have been
those
like,
things
no, vodka sweet.
fuck, I can't do vodka nor sweet.
That's dangerous.
I don't know why. Vodka's
Just
like
get
one of the
a little
only
bit of
liquors I can
vodka
do.
and put a fuck ton of cotton candy in it. Boom, vodka sweet.
You can just leave it with
Just
vodka.
dissolve
Dude, that
the
thing's not
cotton.
cotton
Just
candy.
vodka. Just vodka poured straight onto sugar.
Kind of candy elixirs you kids drinking nowadays? The fuck?
Never had it. Sounds interesting, you know.
I mean,
I'm just
have you
saying.
ever heard of the Sugar Factory?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
They like fill your cup with cotton candy and then they like
It's
pour the
like
drink.
literally like
It makes it
alcoholic.
sparkly.
So they have these goblets.
Yeah.
It's in
They're
Chicago.
They're like this big.
They're like these big goblets, and they put like candy and shit in them, and then they put an alcoholic drink in it. They're great. It's fantastic.
I would never leave.
It's expensive.
They,
It's so overpriced for no reason. But
It's like
so good.
$45 for one of those shareable drinks.
I get it, but hear me out. If you just never check out, you never have to pay.
It's so true.
If you just live inside of there, like physically chain yourself to the table, and not just like a cufflink around your wrist. No. That's too easy to get out of. They can just chop that off. What I mean is like you need to malnourish yourself to the point where you need to be on some sort of life support, and you chain the life support to the tables and you just like weld it there. It's like, I can't leave. Another, please.
You got to go back there and work and be like, hey, Tony, it's me.
Well, and here's the best thing. If they're like, we can't give you any more alcohol, you need to be cut off. You go, okay, I want the virgin one.
Yeah.
Because they have non-alcoholic versions.
Yeah, because
because
like
of
kids like to go there.
So like the first time I went, I
would be like Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Give me all of your bacon. And
so
eggs.
when I went with a group of like 8 girls, and it was for my 17th birthday. So
Sick.
all of us were like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And so we were like
Drinking your fake.
all getting the fake ones.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about mine was it had gummy sharks and Red Bull.
Yeah.
Gummy sharks and Red Bull.
That's all I remember.
That's an amazing combo.
That does sound good.
Peach rings.
Sounds like my con diet.
Oh my god.
Sounds like he grew wings and fought off some jaws. I don't know what the fuck I was
Sounds
going
like
with
a good movie.
Jaws with wings.
that. Eat
yeah.
jaws with wings.
Instead of
Sharknado.
Instead of Sharknado, they make a Jaws spin-off where the
Jaws
shark has
spin
Yeah.
off like a Sharknado.
no. No.
Low hanging fruit. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's a spinning shark if not a Sharknado?
To spin off of the shark.
All my brain is thinking about
Sharknado 2.
Yeah, is either that or just like, you know, like the giant swirl you get from flushing a toilet. You just flush the toilet and pour a bunch of gummy sharks in there, and just like, oh, Sharknado.
Everybody guess what number Sharknado are we on?
7.
10.
You think we're on 10 already?
This is probably.
It's believable.
My guess is 6.
I didn't even think they were going to make it past 2. When I saw there was 2, I was like,
They're
what
all
the hell?
so
Yeah.
bad,
They
dude.
are.
You know what's crazy? It's owned by Sci-Fi and NBC.
I
No, that
believe
checks out.
Yeah, that definitely checks out. They do some of the craziest stuff.
There is okay. I'm actually just gonna read the names of these. Oh my god, there's a video game.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Sharknado, the video game that came out in 2014.
That doesn't count.
There's also okay. So it starts out Sharknado in 2013, Sharknado 2, the second one, Sharknado 3, oh hell no,
Love that.
Sharknado, the Fourth Awakens, Sharknado 5, global swarming.
I love this so far.
And the last Sharknado.
Aw.
It's about time.
Mac was right. We're on
Yeah.
6.
I said 6.
Nice.
I guessed.
Hey, it's a good guess.
I vaguely thought I had heard somewhere that it was like the 6th one.
In Community, you know how the whole like joke is 6 seasons in a movie?
Yeah.
It's 6 movies in a game.
Hey.
Mm.
I need them to make that Community movie already.
Dan
No,
Harmon.
it's in production. They're working on
God.
it. And,
they have
and
six-
Chevy
they have
Chase
six
will
They do
not
have
be a
6
part
seasons,
of it.
yeah.
Well, good.
Chevy Chase, has
Oh
been
my
banned
goodness.
from set.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
Hold on.
I thought he was just like dead.
He should be.
Yeah.
I know you didn't want to say it. I'll say it for you.
Thanks.
Bro should be.
Oh no, it had 7 seasons. I was gonna say Venture Bros. I think hit that, but Venture Bros had 7 seasons in a movie.
Yeah,
Gone too
Community says
soon.
the golden amount is 6 seasons in a movie.
Also, if you guys have not seen Venture Bros, I feel like it's something Asher specifically would enjoy.
It's been
greatly.
recommended to me before.
I'm
It
surprised you
probably
haven't
was
seen
by
it.
me.
No,
So
somebody else
you
for sure.
recommended it to me, and then one of my old friends, Jason, recommended it
Yeah.
to me. He's like, "You'd really get a kick out of Venture Bros." I'm like, "Okay." I just moved on with my life.
I'd rather watch
Yeah.
Adventure Time.
I didn't take very many recommendations from Jason. He wasn't a great person.
He didn't
But
make
you
great
like me better.
suggestions.
You
Facts.
trust me.
I do.
You trust my
Mm-hmm.
opinions.
I will check out Venture Bros only because you recommended it.
Yeah. The first 3 seasons are on Netflix. The rest of it's on Sling TV for free.
Nice.
Sick.
You're
Oh,
going to like
unfortunate.
Brock. Brock is pretty fucking cool.
Brock is voiced by the same guy who voices.
Bryce Pappenbrook?
No, no, actually, funnier voice actor
Oh yeah.
situation. It's the same guy who's Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
Yes, I love that guy.
That's true,
Oh my,
yeah.
Patrick Wahlberg.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And he loved playing Brock so much that he bought the car that Brock drives.
No.
Oh my god. I love Patrick Wahlberg so much. These are winter boots.
And then like 80% of the characters, are just voiced by the same two dudes.
Sick.
And it's just the two guys who wrote the show.
I love that.
I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool little trivia because I've seen a few episodes here and there. Go Team Venture. That
Yes.
shit's cool, but only 2 people did all that, huh?
For most of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
It's a similar story for like Rick and Morty or even like
Yeah.
Family Guy or Futurama.
And
like,
if you've
Which is still impressive nonetheless, but just
yeah.
this
and
guy
then-
sounded really different in a lot of them, you know?
Yeah.
means he's good at his job.
Hell yeah.
And they also have like two characters in there that are like technically side characters, but they look like the writers.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
A bit of an Easter egg tossed in there. I love
And I
when
think
creators put themselves in
they
stuff.
voice if I remember correctly, they voice the opposite one though.
Oh, they voice each other.
yeah,
That's funny.
so one of them voices one and one voices the other.
I love that actually.
Side question. I don't know how my brain got to this, and I don't think either of you might, but I don't think you'll know what I'm talking about. But you said 2014 Tumblr, and my brain just like kept going through the files. Do you remember the most popular girls in school?
Like
The Barbies. Mm-hmm. You do remember that?
yeah.
Oh my god, they did like 4 seasons,
Yeah.
and I think a movie, but like
think I'll
it
join
got
you.
really big for a while,
unfortunately.
and that surprised me
from the Tumblr epidemic.
most.
Lucky you.
popular.
Yeah. Or unlucky, because you could argue that
I started in like YouTube Tumblr and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, I started with YouTube, Tumblr, and then that's kind of where it ended.
Yeah.
Um,
Cuz I started at Dan and Phil and then it all just spiraled down.
yeah, they have 5 seasons. They have a Paris Abroad season.
Yeah, those are good too.
Getting some drinks.
I'm gonna have a question for when I get back.
Asher has a question when he gets back.
I'm waiting for your question patiently.
Yep, we are waiting very patiently.
I'm so proud of you.
We did get some new figures, but I think we forgot to bring them, but that's okay.
Yeah, and Mac's car was out of commission today, so we don't have our figures or me and Maddie's AOT blanket today.
Yeah. Whoa, careful. Hey,
You good?
Yeah, Asher's just a klutz.
apologies to everybody listeing. Oh my
The
goodness.
clang.
Hey, look.
That one made a clang.
It
Yeah.
adds character.
It was like a gong.
Being.
Boing.
Yeah.
So my question:
Yes.
out of all of the dishes in Delicious and Dungeon, which would you like to eat the most?
We already talked about this.
I said which one looked the best. Did I
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, I feel like that's the same question. I want
That's
to eat.
fair.
I want to eat that mimic, that
Yeah.
giant crab. That sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
That's valid.
That's what I want to eat.
Yeah,
valid.
but they don't have any butter down there. If they had butter,
they have,
something
they
fried
have
before.
fat and stuff like that.
I guess.
What if that fat tastes like butter?
Okay, I mean, if they had a substitute, that's fine.
That's valid.
Shit,
could
I'll
feel like
take.
you
I
could-
can't believe it's not butter.
I feel
No, you
like
won't.
was there not a
I grew
cow?
up eating that, it's
Was
fine.
there not a cow-like animal that monster that they came
I think
across
they.
at some point?
I think they just talked about cows. I don't think I've.
I don't
At least I
remember.
haven't seen like a
I don't
cow-like
re-
animal.
it's
So when the fish people that weren't mermaids, when those came up, he was like, "Well, how is this any different from like a cow? These are further because they don't have belly buttons. They're not even mammals. They're further
Yeah.
from humans than a cow, and we eat cows, so that's fine." So I feel like it was probably that,
maybe
but
because you could
don't
find
know.
an animal or a monster that you could milk theoretically and get cream and make butter for.
can you
it.
milk
Monster
frogs? They
milk.
did have giant frogs.
Probably not.
I'm gonna
'cause
regret
frogs,
googling this.
No,
Google it.
because frogs are amphibians, so
They don't have teeth.
That's
It-
true.
it would have to be a
Still
mammal.
gonna Google it. Can you milk a frog?
You can milk a platypus.
I'd
yeah,
be
because they're
scared too.
mammals.
Yeah, they sweat milk.
They sweat milk?
You didn't know that?
No, that's pretty crazy.
They're also poisonous.
Yeah.
That's why I was scared to milk one.
Yeah.
But the fact that they sweat milk makes it seem like, okay, if I could just get him to chase me around in this like padded room that collects the sweat, maybe I could get
I
some
just felt like
platypus
there was
milk.
something that
It's
they
like
had
Bakugo.
like
Sweat milk. Could you imagine instead of like nitroglycerin sweat, Bakugo's just sweating milk
I mean,
everywhere?
hey, somebody probably got that quirk.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, at least they always have something for their cereal and coffee.
Yeah.
They just stick their finger in it and just wait.
Platypus
Bowl
man.
starts filling up.
Like, they taste good.
You're just like, hey, we're out of milk. All right, give it here.
And I was just like, gotta make my hands sweaty.
Yeah. Let me just run in place real quick. Put a bag underneath.
Yeah, this milk is warm.
It starts out that way. You gotta refrigerate it, obviously. Come on now. The answer is no. You cannot milk a frog.
It's like when you first make oat milk, it's warm. Then you have to refrigerate it.
That's fair. That actually reminds me. Have you guys been hearing about this increase of people drinking raw milk? Like people like
Yes.
Straight from the tit of the
yeah,
cow.
it's pretty
That's
much like
so
they'll
bad
milk
for
it,
you.
So-
get in there, and just drink it. No
That
boiling
is
or anything.
not
So-
healthy.
It's
No.
not
So bad
only
for you.
that. It is predominantly the crunchy culture.
But that is
And
not.
they are
all
going-
natural and organic.
They are going out and getting raw milk.
like unpasteurized milk.
Yes, raw unpasteurized milk, but they also
It's so bad.
are now at the same time there's also now recently been the phenomenon of they're buying raw milk
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I'm drinking raw milk, but I'm just boiling milk, the raw milk, and then not drinking it.
What?
So
Raw.
they're
like, treating it.
pasteurizing the milk by boiling it, but
But
they're
you-
still saying it's raw milk.
But,
So they're reinventing it
yeah.
on accident because they aren't educated about it.
They
You
just
know-
want to feel better about it. They're like, there's no chemicals in it because I did it. I know that it's good.
But you just did the same thing
Yeah, that everyone
that
else does.
everyone else does.
Yeah, it's wild.
I like
But yeah,
those
there's like a
iPad
whole
kids feel
thing of
special.
like,
It's like growing wheat just to turn it into bread.
yeah.
When you could just go buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
It only makes sense if you don't live close.
You
to
see,
the store.
I know how to make
Yeah.
I know how to make bread. Do I make bread? No.
Yeah,
It is a waste of my time.
I agree. And you would spend more on the ingredients to make bread than a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of the point. Thank you, capitalism.
Speaking of bread, you know what I miss?
USA. Sorry. All right.
When we went to Lollapalooza, they had like all these different desserts. And they had like ice cream because it's super hot out, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
People were passing out.
Whoa, shit.
And
Yeah, because it was like August.
yeah, it's the first week of August.
First 4 days
okay.
of August were Lollapalooza. We
got
were waiting
sweaty.
in front of a stage for 4 hours for one artist.
Oh, shit.
A girl literally passed out to the ground right in front of us. And she got back. Well, she like half passed out at first, and she got back. She's like, I'm fine. It's all good. And everyone's like, okay. She drops to the floor
Yeah.
immediately.
should
And
have
they were
more
like, all
water.
right, she's got to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's surf her.
And she's like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, no, you're getting out. She's like, no, please. And she's like already gone by this point, trying
Yeah.
to get back in. Security's like, girl, no.
Yeah.
She's
And
like
then,
all
like-
the
and,
way
like,
halfway down
August
Michigan. She's
was-
like, "Oh, yeah."
It was brutal.
August was brutal for summer concerts.
Yeah, because there were no clouds, complete
yeah.
overcast. It was like 96 degrees,
Ooh,
Because
shit.
straight
when
heat.
I went to
Yeah, I
High
wouldn't be able to handle
humidity.
that. Damn, I'm not going to a concert in that.
and when
Especially,
I when I
fat
went
boy
to
like me? Fuck no.
con when I went in August for Anime Magic,
Mm-hmm.
my friend Ash, we usually drive down Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Her stepmom actually picked her up from our hotel after we got to the hotel and went to like the venue that's over by Navy Pier. And they went to go see Glass Animals, and her sister passed out 4 times, and they had to take her sister to the ER
Oh no.
because they were in the pit, and
Heat
it was
stroke.
August, and it was so hot.
Yeah, there was like these little medical go-kart whatever things.
Yeah.
They're like golf carts, but like a little bit
Yeah.
bigger.
All right.
They had like sirens. There was a girl on one of them, white as a ghost.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
She
Like
was
could
on
not
something.
hold
Like the
herself
person
up.
driving was fanning her and everything.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't help that like at stuff like Lollapalooza, a lot of people don't take care of themselves the way they should.
At all.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Like people aren't hydrating. They're doing substances that they probably shouldn't. And it's 96 degrees out with no overcast, no
protection.
clouds,
Yeah.
no protection, no shade.
Yeah.
You're sweating. And you're surrounded by like 100,000 people.
Yeah.
But-
oh, gotta take fruit and water for something like that, man.
In an oasis, after watching Boruto and learning what taiyaki is,
Yeah.
there's they take a bunch of local restaurants in Chicago and give them booths.
Okay.
Apparently, there's this dessert shop that does taiyaki.
Ooh.
So good.
It was so good. It wasn't like true taiyaki, but it was like the fish, and then it had like soft
Soft
serve
serve in
ice
it?
cream on top. Like I said, it was the cone was the fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun
It was
fact.
really good.
So like it was
Occasionally, we get taiyaki at Costco in the freezer section.
what?
No.
Yeah, we've had it in the freezer section before at work.
Ooh.
I
I'm
need
about to
it.
be
yeah.
If I ever see it, I'll let you know, Maddie.
But
I'll
yeah,
be like,
I
hey, Maddie,
think-
go get it.
Tell them to order more, Mac. We need that.
Yeah. As of right
When you
now,
get your first pallet, let me know. You're gonna need another one.
as of right now, I think taiyaki is my favorite Japanese dessert.
It is a good one.
I'm
It's
just not a
always-
big fan of mochi. It's a texture thing.
I feel you on that. Too much chewing. It's just
It depends
dude,
on
just
what the
get it over
mochi
with.
is.
Yes, I'll heavily disagree with both of that, and I very heavily agree with that because I don't like red bean mochi.
Yeah.
I love ice cream mochi.
Yes,
it's like
I like
so
ice
perfect.
cream mochi, especially like. Have you ever had chocolate chip ice cream mochi? That's very good.
My
I've never
favorite
had
one
that.
is the My Mochi brand. They make the strawberry ones.
Also, Poke Bros in Crown Point has ice cream mochi.
Heard.
So
I'm surprised by
It's like
how many
10
poke bowl places are around here.
yeah, it's like 10 minutes from work. That one's actually a chain.
I would love to have like authentic Japanese mochi. I think
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
die just to be revived and eat it again.
I like mochi donuts. There's
I was
this
gonna
one
say
place
mochi
in,
donuts are. That's
yeah.
what I was about to say. Are so good.
They are. There's this one in Valpo, I think, or Crown Point. It's called like Mochi, and like it's over there close to like the square or something. That's all they sell over there. It's just the mochi donuts. Fucking spot on.
It sounds pretty good because when I got the taiyaki, they had like a mochi topping
Yeah.
which is literally just like 4 itty bitty pieces of mochi on like a little toothpick stuck in the ice cream.
Yeah.
Did not give a fuck. Best mochi I've ever had.
Yeah.
Those little bites were everything.
Yeah. I can't do mochi with anything that's not like ice cream though, because
Yeah,
the
because
texture.
I need something cold with mochi.
Yeah.
'Cause it makes it more bearable and it's less like gelatinous. It's more solid.
I've had
when
like
you
a
eat it.
salted caramel one that was really good too. That was also at Poke Bros.
Maddie, we have to go to Poke Bros.
And
I also verified it. It was called Q ramen.
Sick. Q ramen.
They
for
make
those
omni rice
listening.
over there. I want to try that. You guys ever had omni rice?
I have never had omi rice, but I've always wanted to make one.
What
It
is
looks
that?
good.
It's the rice dish with the
Like an
The-
egg
the-
omelet,
the-
almost like a soft serve egg
The
omelet.
Grinch.
yeah. There's it's like an ovular omelet, like soft boiled egg omelet kind of thing. They like
good.
make like scrambled eggs, but it's
I
not
know what you're talking
scrambled.
about.
But
Yeah.
they kind of like roll it and then they place it on top and they cut it and it envelops around the
Yeah.
rice and then they put like some soy sauce on top and you just eat the fuck out of that.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I could eat that.
No.
That's tough.
I
I'll eat
don't.
it for you.
I don't like eggs enough. I don't know what
I
it
feel
is.
that it's a texture for me.
It's not even just texture. It's also the taste. Like
She's not big into eggs.
I'm on and off about them. It depends on what
Me
they're
too.
on.
I have to be in the
fully
mood for
cooked
eggs.
scrambled
They have to be-
eggs only.
They have to be like on
That's
a
fair.
sandwich for me.
I could eat eggs any kind of way. No, I'll eat eggs any time of day, but not any kind of way. Because there's one thing, soft boiled.
Yeah.
Soft boiled is nasty.
You ever
dude.
heard
It's
of
like,
you ever heard of a century egg?
oh no.
I
What is
doubt
that?
you would eat that. Or
Is
like
it just
a
like soft boiled egg? It's all mucusy and runny and stuff.
so a century egg is basically a fermented egg.
Oh, like a
That's-
pickled egg?
Not
No,
necessarily
fermented.
pickled. It's fermented.
It's fermented. Will I get drunk?
I'm just gonna pull up a picture and show it to you.
All right.
They don't really look like eggs,
Well, I mean,
in my opinion.
that's fair. If it's anything, fuck no. That looks like death.
Yeah.
Like the chicken decided to have an abortion. Oh, that looks good. I'd eat that over the century egg.
And it's like taiyaki.
That's the taiyaki. Now, it's because I remember the taiyaki, usually that's like a soft like bread, but for the ice cream, was it soft too? Or was it like more of like a crunchy a little crisp.
Have you ever had crunchy ice cream?
No, the taiyaki, the fish part where it's like that.
it
is
was
that,
it was pretty soft.
it was soft like
Yeah.
the okay.
How
I thought you were asking if the ice cream was crunchy. I was like,
Also, speaking
you-
of the taiyaki,
Dilly bars.
never forget one of the most key important parts of My Hero, him microwaving the taiyaki.
yes, yes.
Does
How
he
about
really?
balut?
That sounds
Balut?
German. I don't think I would.
It's a fertilized egg.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, it's an egg that got busy. All right.
They got busy.
No, it's an egg that's basically already a chicken.
Oh no, that looks sad to eat.
Yeah, and you eat the chicken.
No.
Is that at least fried or no? Just like that.
No,
just
raw.
like that. Ooh,
Just
no,
like that.
No thanks.
Yeah, no. If it was seasoned, fried up, maybe. Because
I mean, you could crack it open and put some stuff on top if you want, but
But that's
like
not how they're
that
serving it,
texture
though.
is gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's got bones and all that in there.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna be soft, but like it's still not gonna be uniform in texture, is what I mean.
Yeah. It's gonna be all over the place, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Not my thing.
No, they have to be really drunk if I was gonna try that. I mean, like shit face, blacked out, man.
I wouldn't be able to remember it.
I don't want to.
I wouldn't want to either. Because imagine you eat it and you're like, man, this slaps. Like, I don't want that memory at all. Because I don't want to eat it again.
Because when you sober up, you're not gonna be like that slaps. You're
I'm
like,
going to be sitting there going, what have I done? What have I done? I'll never be the same.
I think I made an angel cry.
I will say, if you guys are willing to stand in a long line and possibly overheat,
Who is
the
it?
the Cherry Blossom Fest that I was telling you guys about before the pod, they do have like food booths there that are all like authentic type Japanese foods. So like they have literally like an entire dango booth. That line I stood in for almost an hour to
my
Oh my
get
god.
two.
2 little dango. Was
Yeah.
it worth it?
Yeah, they were making them at the booth.
Ooh.
And it was very good. And you had the option, you could get just like the plain like white plain flavored one, or you could get the one that was the white with the sakura and the mochi as well.
What I, as an American, call the Neapolitan
Or
dango.
not mochi, matcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, matcha.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, they were so good. And they had like sweet like sauce on it. That was good too. They like drizzled over it. Haley did not like the sauce.
That's tough. I'll eat
Allie
it
did
for
not
you.
like the texture.
I
also
do really think we should have a field trip and go get some.
To Japan we go.
No, I mean, Anime Pod goes to Japan. No, but I think we should go to Mitsuwa or some little event or go out to eat or something like that. I want to try new stuff. I feel like this is a
agree.
good opportunity.
I agree. You
That'd
should
be
definitely
pretty
try
cool.
to schedule something like that.
I know Mitsuwa was doing, it was a little bit ago. I think it was like a month or two ago I was looking, but they were doing like food events. But it was ending right when I was looking. So, but they regularly cycle in like different restaurants and different like events going on.
You
So-
don't even have to go during an event. Just get a Mitsuwa bento box. You're set.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Their food is
I
fire.
still think it
Could be fun.
Yeah, I think it would be fun for us to go there.
Because I've eaten at Mitsuwa before, and like one of the best bento boxes I've ever had.
Where's this at?
Easily
Mitsuo?
top 3.
Where's Mitsuo? Mitsuo?
Mitsuwa.
Mitsuo? Where's that?
It's a Chicago Japanese import store.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before the pod.
Rockford, right? Close to O'Hare. Right?
Yeah.
I was giving you a second. I knew you'd get there.
Yeah.
Takes me a while.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I
That
think we
was
should
like
go.
over an hour ago that we talked about it. So
Valid.
It's okay.
That's why I gave him a
the
moment.
refresh.
It
I
was
was
a
going to be
loop
like,
back
we literally
around.
just talked
We
about
just
I wouldn't
come
care if you
on,
did.
bro.
Where are you?
this. Got to keep up.
Oh, dude, that's
Kick 'em off the
that's a
pod.
tough task. That's a very tough task.
I got Asher with that one.
Yeah. To kick him off the pod. And I was like, oh no. Seems like a
No.
very aggressive punishment.
Nah.
How dare you forget about the market?
You get to come back next week, though, after you've been to Mitsuwa and said your apologies.
I'm
But you have to
ready.
bring your whole family because you've dishonored them.
Oh, they'll come.
Okay.
They'll be happy. They'll be like, oh, shit, we're going to go get food? Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, speaking of next week, I feel like next week we're probably going to be talking more about like movies and things like that. We've been talking about doing a Studio Ghibli episode for so long. But I feel like we
Oh,
could talk
how
about a
very
lot
relevant.
of things.
How very
Yeah, we
relevant.
got a Totoro sweatshirt on.
It's my favorite Studio Ghibli movie.
Mine too. Our one brain cell.
I
Once
know.
again.
Once again.
Yep.
Strikes the same every time.
But yeah.
Maybe I'll just show up in the Totoro onesie for next time.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, you know what I want to do for the movie episode next week too? I want to watch another like My Hero or like one of the Naruto movies that we haven't seen or something like that because those are fun too.
The My Hero movies are fun. World Hero Mission is my favorite.
Yeah.
We should watch a My Hero movie
My-
over a Naruto movie.
My dream cosplay to build is Bakugo's World Mission suit.
I saw you post that. It does look good.
Yeah, right now my I was gonna do that as this year's project. I don't want to deal with foam in that capacity because the
It's a pain.
gauntlets,
Yeah.
the gauntlets are huge, and I just didn't want to do that because they would have to be done by June.
Oof.
Because that's when I plan to compete. So I've vetoed that for this year, and I'm gonna probably do May from Avatar instead.
That'll be really cute though. I like
agree.
that.
I agree.
But yeah, so next week we'll be talking about movies. We are definitely getting at least one more person on next week, but we might have some more people.
Hey,
I'll kidnap a couple people.
Yeah.
got a
Not
few in my trunk if you
actually,
want.
for the sake of legalities, I won't take
It's
anyone
just a
anywhere.
joke. Do
Yeah.
not try at home.
Yeah. I'm a trained professional.
It's on Minecraft.
We're just playing Roblox, guys. It's fine.
Asher's gonna kidnap people in Minecraft.
Yeah. I'm going to offer them V-Bucks
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the kids are listening now. They're like, "What? Whoa, shit!
For
V-Bucks.
64 diamonds, this position could be yours. But
I need diamonds."
But it's you paying me the diamonds.
Yeah.
Is there any other food that piques your interest? No.
You know, as far as sweets go, I'd have to say, like, I feel like Oran does a pretty good job at making sweets, and Devil May Cry, they make a really nice looking strawberry sundae. I like the way they make it look. It's all like creamy.
Oron's cakes for
Cakes.
honey.
Dude, they always look so sweet. I'm like, that dude fucking eats
I would
good.
even say that like Black Butler.
I
has
was
some
about
good
to
desserts.
say, I
Yeah.
can't believe I forgot Black Butler. All the teas, like little meals they prepare. It's so
The little
good.
crumpets they
I
have.
like when they have the little Indian curry bun thing. He's like, that was genius.
I
fucking
need
eat
to get
that.
Maddie onto Oron.
Yeah.
It's a cool show. It's an interesting show. It's a nice one. Mm-hmm. You know,
I was saying.
You said the Oron, and I just instantly thought of the episode when Honey gets the cavity and they have to ban all the sweets in the club.
yeah,
Oh,
he
no.
gets so pissed. Don't get in his way, man. He'll
I mean, that's valid.
flip the shit out. Of you.
No, he's like completely trained in like fighting, and like there's a literal scene in one of the episodes where there's like full grown adults in like riot gear ready to stop them, and Honey takes all of them out.
That's
And he's
amazing.
like supposed to look like the Shota character.
I
So he's
see.
like,
really small, very unassuming.
yeah, like
And
hold
then
on,
he
I-
just whoops a bunch of grown men
yeah.
in
He-
full riot gear. I love that. He's not him when he's hungry.
He needs a Snickers.
like I'm gonna show you a picture of Honey, and you're gonna be like, he took all of them out.
with the bunny too.
I love that. That seems appropriate. I mean, hey,
He's the one that carries around that pink bunny that Allie got for her
Oh,
birthday.
yeah. She was so excited about that.
Yeah, our friend Mark bought her the bunny that Honey carries around, and she literally she didn't have to work for like another hour, but she had met Mark before work.
Ran around Costco.
ran into the building to show me and Maddie.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So for movies, thinking, I don't know if you've seen it or you, but Look Back is a great movie.
Yeah, we need.
Should definitely
need
watch that so
you
we
guys
can
to
talk
watch Look
about it
Back.
next week because it is so good.
It's a short movie. It's only 58 minutes, and that's including credits and intro and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh shit.
But it's made by the man who made Chainsaw Man.
Oh okay.
Fujimoto,
And
Fujimoto.
it is
Alright.
not funny or goofy. Do not take
It's a
any
serious-
impression.
you're gonna cry.
Okay. Good
but
they
it-
have tissue boxes by my bed.
Yes,
It's about growing up as a manga artist.
Oh, so it's a real sentimental like love letter to like aspiring manga artists and all that into manga.
It's also like a memorial
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I say that obviously we're gonna talk Studio Ghibli.
Mhm.
And then have you guys ever seen A Silent Voice?
I still need to see that.
Because
Yeah.
that's a good one to
Still
maybe
have to watch
watch.
that.
That's one like one person like they learn to like do sign language with each other. And
She,
stuff, right?
It's the one where the
Okay.
girl is deaf, and the guy had like bullied her so bad that she had to change schools,
Oh.
and he finds her later on, and they end up becoming like really good friends.
That's actually
And
kind
he
of cute.
finds out that
It's-
she's actually a ninja assassin.
No, it's like one
Wasn't
of those
deaf the
that's
whole
going to
time.
make you cry.
Oh wow.
It will make you cry.
So we have a
Nice.
mission to cry the next week.
All
I love
right.
that for us.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right.
I'm gonna get started in my car.
Let's do it.
I love that. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I'll follow suit.
Sometimes
Okay.
you
So
just
won't
gotta
do it
get
in
it out.
solidarity. I mean, yeah, it's healthy to cry every once in
You
a
just
while,
gotta get it out.
or every day,
Yeah.
systematically.
There you go. No one's looking in the corner in the dark.
No, people have to look.
That's
Makes it more intense.
Everybody
Yeah.
look at me cry.
Yeah. Watch me shed these tears. All right. Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We would love to hear all of your thoughts and ideas and what maybe your favorite food animes or food in anime is, because, you know, food be slapping. And I need more of it.
And I'm sure there's some anime that we missed. So let us know.
There's a slew of anime
Oh,
that we're
yeah.
always going to miss. 'cause
Yeah.
It's such a broad category. But anyway, that's been the Anime Panel Pod. Catch you guys next week. Ta-da.
Yay.